What's good, everyone? I'm Brown Moonlight here, and we're back in Asgard for another update video. It's been a couple months since I've done an update video, because in between those months, not a lot had really changed in Asgard, just micro stuff here and there, with like live streams and whatnot. We've been doing a lot of terraforming and long rants, so I didn't want to make like an update video every couple weeks, like, still placing dirt. Still placing dirt. We're still cutting trees down in long ranch, you know. But I'm happy to finally announce, with the help of a very nice mod that I found called the hole filling mod. And what it does is you take full pieces of dirt in a cross shape with a piece of clay in the middle, and you get a spear that you can throw and it'll fill in a hole. It's a hole filling mod. It's designed to fill in like creeper holes, but large terraforming projects. You can also do stuff with it. And I, brought it onto a live stream. Like, hey, if you guys think this is cheating to my audience, let me know and we won't use this mod. And everyone was on board with it. They said it was so much quicker. And because of that mod, I have happy news. And I'm finally happy to announce that this terraforming project's pretty much almost done. Minus this over here and this over here, because we ran out of the item to fill the holes in last stream. Yeah, other than those two, we finally have Long Ranch terraformed, and now we can start putting buildings in, and we can start putting pathways and houses and stuff for the horses, and I'm super excited about it. I also just rounded these corners off because it just makes the most sense other than having just a square box. I decided to round the corners off, and it looks a lot nicer with the rounded edges than it did when it was just a square box. I also went ahead, for those of you that don't know, considering this was all swamp at one point, we have rivers running all the way through, and it led into this gigantic swamp when this was a swamp before I used Amulet to change it to a dark oak forest to kind of match the rest of the surrounding. And we have this giant river going out to the sea that's coming in this way. So I decided to just put these channels, canal streams, whatever you want to call them. I call them canal streams, but they could be channels too. I just kind of dotted these over here and over here. And they stop in areas that would make sense, like the river has carved its way. And just kind of like stopped there, and it stopped there and there because of the mountain. The hill right here. It carved and just kind of stopped. So, this is just going to be full of trees. I don't have any ideas for it. But if I can think of anything in the future, or if you guys can think of anything to put over here and over there, please let me know. I would be happy and excited to take any ideas of what you guys think. We could probably even extend this wall and kind of round it off and make this an offshoot of something. I just don't know what that would be yet. So that's one of two biggest things that have happened, and the dirt's slowly becoming grass, thank God. If we come over here to the podzol and mycelium farms, I don't really know what else we could call these other than farms. I just went ahead and added this light source. I seen this on either Reddit or Instagram. I can't remember which one, and that goes for any new design I'm going to point out today or anything I've built. I've probably seen it on Reddit or Instagram. So I'm not a broken record saying, well, I seen this on Instagram or Reddit, or I seen this on Reddit and Instagram. So basic design kind of incorporates what I was doing previously, and it just makes sense. I also just rose the pillars up so they're all even around the square box. I'm probably going to run the stone brick along the bottom so it's like completely even. I haven't decided that yet though. If we come over here to the Sweetberry Farm, I actually said I was going to update this at some point, and I, again, seen this on Reddit or Instagram, and it's raised garden beds. It's either a raised garden bed, or it's like a flower pot, or it's like I don't even know what else you would call it. I consider them raised garden beds, and you can harvest the berries now without being pricked buy the sweet berries. And you can collect them so you never have to be stung by them. And you can go to each end and just left click, and some of them do get stuck, but luckily you can jump like up here and the trapdoors prevent you from being damaged by the sweet berries, but you can still collect the berries. So that looks pretty nice here now, and it breaks up the cobblestone. If we come up here, you can see what I mean when we look down. It looks a lot nicer, and it doesn't look like I threw grass down, threw some sweet berries, and called it a day. For those of you that don't know, I have had, where is he? Dwarf right here. Got stuck in the bubble elevator, I'm assuming, and came all the way up to the watchtower. And I found this lone villager the other day. Oh, like the other 1, 2, 3 stream back, something like that. And I couldn't figure out what to do with him. And I decided to put him up here with Wolf right now until Long Ranch is done, because that's eventually where these two are going to end up. And he's named Billy Bob. One of my live stream commenters and my thumbnail artist Wolfie said, name him Billy Bob. So he is now forever known as Billy Bob and Dwarf. And they will be moved into the ranch. Let's just put beds up here for them temporarily so they don't go insane. Nothing else has changed around the base. Like underneath or over here, nothing has changed. Other than if we go inside really quickly. It would probably be quicker to come up here. If we go inside really quickly, the only thing that has changed is I found a couple like pixel art paintings for Minecraft, and I just swapped out the ones that were really pixelated. Oh, I just felt like swapping out. So we have this cute sleeping fox by a campfire, and we have this really cute cat holding a fish in its mouth. There's a couple more paintings that are up of the bigger ones, but I'm not going to be showing it right now because they're not in the base, but they will be shown later in the video. Nothing has changed over here, minus the garden bed. This was an idea I got from Paradise Island, another series that I'm doing every Friday. Link to that playlist will be down in the description too if you want to check it out. I got this idea for a raised garden bed, and I decided to incorporate it into my main map, and I gotta say, running it all the way along here makes the front look a lot nicer, because I can't have a deck here between the way the house is sitting, the chimney, and the roof. And if I wanted like a raised deck area, I would have to raise this entire house up by block, which means I would have to tear this entire house down and rebuild it block for block for a deck that may not look good and I may not even like. So I decided to put a flower bed there instead, and it looks really nice now. If you look at it, it really catches your eyes as you're walking through the tree lines. You come up and bam, you have this rustic style house with these plants around. It looks really nice next to the cherry trees too. Other than that, nothing else has changed inside or around here. One thing drastically has changed up at the cemetery though, and I didn't get into this back in the day when I first started to upload like update videos for Asgard and started YouTube again. I didn't want to get into it. I really don't want to get fully into it now, and I'm not going to, but I will give a brief summary. For those of you that are close to me, you know that I had a daughter I lost 2 years ago, and I decided that this grave would be a memorial to my daughter. I'm not going to get into what exactly happened because, you know, I'm not going to, one, put her mother on blast, and two, I have enough self-respect for my deceased daughter and for me, and very little respect, but respect nonetheless for her mother, to not put her out on blast. So if you comment down below, you know, if you want to know what happened and whatnot, I'm not going to answer it, so don't bother commenting stuff like that if you would be so inclined, and please, you know, just don't spam comment if you want to figure it out, because I'm not going to tell anyone. But off of that topic, I decided to put 2 cherry trees I brought this out and kind of curved it and put these 2 cherry trees next to the grave. Because as everyone knows, I'm huge into like Nordic and Japanese like history. And when you think of Japanese funerals for like samurai, they're usually surrounded by cherry trees. When you think of like games, like Kurosawa films or any kind of like Japanese anime, usually big important scenes, you have cherry leaves and trees blowing in the wind. So I decided to, put 2 cherry trees down. And I have to say, it does bring the cemetery. It makes the cemetery look a lot nicer. And if we go up here, I didn't want to go that far. I didn't want to fly that far. Good God. Just wanted to come over here. But if we come over here, it brings out the cemetery. It doesn't make that wall just a straight box because it's curved. It's curved in the back now. And it makes the cemetery feel a lot more peaceful. I might end up like putting cherry trees like maybe here and over there in the corners to make it feel more peaceful. I haven't decided yet, but as it stands now, it looks really nice as a memorial. Anyways, to get off of that, nothing else has changed around the base. It's in town that a couple things have changed. Nothing drastic, but when you think of guilds, you think of like mystery dungeon games and whatnot, right? And when you take jobs in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, you usually do it on a bulletin board. And because my guilds are heavily inspired by that, I decided to come up with a job bulletin board. Now this is here, over before you go up the stairs leading to the guild, and right before you get to the front of the guild, I have 3 bulletin boards posted. So you will come over, type out what you need your job to be, and you would put your name underneath, and after the job is completed, you would either go up to the guild to confirm it and give out the reward that you're offering, if any reward, or the guild will come and find you to let you know, hey, look, the job's done, pick up the reward for the team, or, just be happy for the person that the job's done, because the guild understands that not everyone can pay them all the time. And we have 3 different tiering systems for the bulletin board. Oak signs are the easiest jobs. Those are for your first and second year guild members. Like, your first half of your second year, you're probably still going to be doing easy jobs before you move on to the birch signs, which are the medium jobs. Those are for experienced second year and above people to have an easier job. And the jungle signs are the hardest jobs. Those are for expert levels, or if you really want to rank up quickly in the guild, you can take on an expert job, but as a lower team, so, all jobs get done, and you're not just picking the best ones to rank up and get more privileges in the guild. You're only allowed under a certain level to do 1 advanced rank job a week at the guild, to limit people ranking up too fast and then running out of space for advanced teams, and to get smaller jobs done, because someone may only be able to say offer 2 emeralds to go save someone that got lost in the forest. You don't want to neglect that, because one of the higher paying jobs are, hey, could you, fix my house and I'll give you 35 emeralds for the day. You would want to prioritize going and saving someone, or like defending Asgard or something, over like fixing a house. So that's why that was implemented. You could do 1 advanced job under a certain ranking a week. So this is in the center of town, so people coming from the cemetery or coming out of the inn can, write a job if they need to. And I put it strategically so they're never too far apart. Like I said, I put it over here too, so teams can come down if the job bullet board, because obviously you can only put 6 jobs on this design. So 6, 12, you got 18 jobs you can pick from. And any other like jobs the guild picks up from people coming up and requesting certain teams, or them just stumbling upon jobs that need to be done. You can pick from the 18 jobs in the bulletin board. You would, you know, write your team name underneath the job as, you know, this is being done currently by this team, X team, so no one else picks it. Not to say that multiple teams can compete for the same job and see who finishes first, but only one can collect the reward. So this is also put here strategically, you know, right in front of the blacksmith. And if you're coming like from the school, you can come around. And if you're coming up, you can request stuff too. If we come down, nothing has really changed down here because I want to finish this because we built all of this on camera, so I want to finish this on live stream. The only thing I did was went ahead and add these benches. So, you know, you can sit down, look out, you're unloading something, you need a breather from the ship, you can, you know, come sit here. I also made this shepherd, which sells, you know, you can sell him wool for emeralds, and you can buy carpet, which you can dye this carpet any color would dye, which I use a lot of carpets for decorating, so this is a godsend that I no longer have to craft it. I can just buy it. And he sells wool too, so I can just buy that if I run out of shearing sheep and they haven't fully regenerated the wool. And he sells beds too, which I believe you can dye over. I'm not positive on that. But the big ones, he sells banners and paintings. So now I could buy a white banner or a black banner and just dye it whatever color I want. And this is so much less expensive than using the 6 wool to create one banner. And with this, I can buy this and then go copy banners I've already made after dyeing it. So it's just so much better to have him. And I couldn't figure out, I had a leftover villager and I couldn't figure out what to do with him, so I stuck him up here. Makes sense. Fills this area out really nice too, to have a shop up here. Nothing else has changed though. We're going to be adding more stuff around here eventually. If we head up over to the guild, again, nothing has changed too drastically up here, other than I put the bulletin board, the job bulletin board right here. I had it right here eventually. I had it right here to begin with, not eventually. But like as you walked up, if you picture it right there, it kind of obscures part of the guild, and I don't want that, because when you walk up, you want to see the guild in all its glory. So I put it right here. Makes sense. You're going to be coming this way to go into town or to leave town for your job for the day anyway. So it makes sense to put these here. And these are probably going to be, you know, if someone's walking all the way up here, their job is very important and they want the guilds to see those jobs first. So these are priority jobs, and these probably pay out a little bit better than the ones in town. I haven't decided yet if that's the way it's going to go, but I'll figure it out in the future. If we come inside, this was changed. I had a spruce log right here, and then this was, if we come up right here, this was down a block. This went 2 instead of up. I noticed that sat back for a minute, didn't look right. So white terracotta went there, that wood went there, and it does look a lot better like this than it did previously. And I went ahead and just put some stairs here to make it look like it's holding up the pillars. I haven't decided yet if I want it like this or if I want it like this. I've left one like that, because I'm going to be picking eventually what design I like more. We're gonna go ahead though and take this polished blackstone button. I decided I got sick of raiding the guildmaster and the vice chief's chest for the buttons every time I want to go and change something in their room. So I decided to make this button the master key to the entire city of Asgard. I can put this button anywhere I want and it will open anything. It's a skeleton key basically. And I will have it on my inventory so I can always open up stuff. I just went ahead, put this seat here. I said, you know, if you want to sit, wait for the guild master if you need to speak to him urgently and he's resting or something. Or he told you to, you know, wait up by his bedroom and he'll, you know, talk to you. This was just put in. It looks a lot nicer that way and it fills that area. If we put this button This is what I was talking about. This is one fox painting that I found, which I think looks absolutely amazing. And then we have, this is my favorite one I found. I love the fox by the river with the mountains in the background. This is just so Minecraft to me. And it looks really good compressed like this. It was already pixel art, both of these. But even compressed down to a lower resolution, it still looks nice. Nicer than what was compressed previously. I went ahead and moved the planters over here. And just moved a couple things around. I made the couch slightly smaller so I could fit lighting over here because I noticed it was still kind of dark-ish. I had 2 pumpkins down here to light this area up just a little bit more. I went ahead and just added a table. I said, you know, the guildmaster and the vice chief might want to sit at this table, eat a snack, write something. You know, maybe they're playing on their laptop or something and they want to just kind of sit down and, you know, they want to sit out here instead of in their rooms. It makes sense. Or if, like, they have guests over or something, you know, dating or whatever it is the guildmaster and vice chief does. They have a table now. We come into the vice chief's room. All I did was add this table and this new painting. I also found this, and this wasn't as compressed as it is now. It still looks pretty good compressed like this. It was pixel art too. It looks a lot better than like this one. You can tell it was compressed a little bit more than it should have been, but it still looks decent. This one looks pretty good, and I love the wolf. So that's another painting that's changed. I think those are all the paintings I've changed, but I'm not positive on that. Alright, with that being said, there's nothing else that has changed around the guild. But we're gonna head off to the school now, because a lot, and I mean a lot, has changed over by the school. I finally, after all this time, months of saying it, pushed myself to finish the school. And I'm happy to announce that it's, to my knowledge, completely done. I'm gonna say it's more like 95% done. It might be a few odds and ends things I've missed that if I notice I will fix in the future. But before we do that, I just went out long, put some trees, put some of the, you know, lighting down so we can see better. I also went ahead and this ran all the way back straight. I just curved it more so we can have more planters. It makes more sense, kind of fills the area out. Put some trees down, put some lanterns down, put some benches down. You know, you're coming to pick your kid up, you can sit down, or your kid can sit down, wait for you to come pick him up, her up, you know, whatever the case might be. Again, another planter. It runs all the way down to the other end of the school. I did this so I didn't have to have these scattered completely around the pathway. I added lanterns to the trees, and it just will look a lot nicer with flowers on it. It stopped here. I might end up running this path like around so it's 360, and we might put something back here. I haven't decided yet. And again, pumpkins, just went ahead, put these planters along. It looks a lot nicer. If we come up to the dock, again, I can't remember if I found this design on Reddit or Instagram, but we got these for nice light posts, and in between the light posts, just basic seating. You know, you can sit down, watch the sunset, or you can, you know, come over here, sit, you know, sit here, look at the ocean, or you can just walk up, lean your arms, just kind of look out into the ocean. Into town, you can see a little bit. So nice area for students to just kind of come hang out after school. Maybe you're the guild and you come here, you know, you sit down or you go underneath and you wave through the water. Just kind of relax after a long day. If we come over here, I've decided to swap the stone out that was originally here for grass. And I seem to have missed a couple blocks of stone. So I gotta fix that with gravel. So I can run the gravel pathway through. Because originally I ran the pathway through the stone. And it was too gray. I looked at the map and I looked up through the sky as I was flying. And it was too gray for my liking. So I put the grass down. And then I built these little like sandboxes for swings. Again, this swing design was either Instagram or Reddit. It uses hanging signs to connect the bars, and I think it looks really nice. I might end up changing the iron bonds out for chains. I haven't decided yet. We will see. I will mess around with it and see. And we have the slide over here too, which is a pretty nice design. You know, you would climb up and slide down. I think it's a pretty cool looking slide. And again, either Instagram or Reddit, I seen this and I liked it. It's basic, but it looks nice. You know, you have full square over there. Now, we're finally going to be entering the inside of the school for the first time. So we have, I couldn't decide if I wanted lanterns or if I wanted glowstone in the ceiling with iron trapdoors over. I decided to go with this. Makes this building, because this building was built more recently than the old school, so it would have more updated like lighting. You could tell where sections of Asgard has, you know, not updated with the times and it's kind of stuck the same, and then you have more modern style stuff like the lighthouse. The guild's pretty technologically advanced. You know, it takes time and it takes over centuries to get an entire town like this, you know, up to date with technologies. And even nowadays, a lot of cities still have old infrastructure running off of old like knob and tube wiring over the better wiring we have. So this is one of the entrances to the school. You have the other two entrances, the main one up and then the other side one. I have these scattered about. You can hang like signs and you can put like test scores up, or, you know, valedictorians, or, you know, upcoming events, whatever the teachers need to do. You could put it on these boards, and it's they're scattered pretty frequently throughout the school. If we come down this way, we have a daycare and the recess room. In Asgard, you know, not all parents can just sit home. You know, not all parents want to sit home. They want to, you know, go out, either join the guild, or they want to, you know, be a teacher, or they want to go into a trade. So the school offers daycare services, and this is funded by the guild itself. So, you know, more people can, they don't have to be trapped home. They can actually go out and make a living and enjoy life. So, you know, again, just pretty colorful room overall. I have this, you know, mismatched carpets. I just laid carpets down. I think it looks pretty nice. You know, you have a changing table here. The teacher would sit here. Kids would play. I imagine these would be like cupboards that you would open up. Toys would be, you know, inside and whatnot. You have books that you can read, and kids can just be kids here. Same thing with the recess room. The carpet doesn't fill the entire floor. You have cupboards. You have the teacher again. You know, where I would figure toys would be, or, you know, you could put stuff under the tables. And they have a TV in here for like educational stuff and learning stuff and, you know, movies and whatever else you do on a chalkboard. And this kind of basic design surrounding the chalkboard is going to be present throughout the school. You have just little cubbies here too. I seen this design somewhere too. I know it wasn't on Instagram or Reddit. I can't remember where I seen it from, but I like this kind of cubby design. If we come down this way, we have basic classroom. We have art and music over here. It's a smaller classroom, so you're gonna have less tables and less students doing art and music, because Asgard, science, history, and defense are like the three biggest things they want to teach inside of this town, which makes sense. You want to defend your town. You know, if you're joining the guild, you got to be pretty combat oriented, and to know the history of your town is pretty big here. Because there's no organized religions in Asgard. You know, you believe in what you want to believe in. We have math and English, you know, bigger classroom, and you have science and history. Again, bigger classroom. You have the cubbies for the young kids. You know, teacher sits here, chalkboard. You know, come, take your seat, do your writing, you know, throughout the day with school. If we come down this way, small library. Nothing too important here. You can step up here and look out the windows, because the windows were kind of high and I didn't want to bring them down anymore. And, you know, you can kind of just sit here if you want and look out the windows too, if you so want. The administration office, you know, it's an administration office. You got the principal's office, which is small, because you shouldn't be going to the principal's office. And the vice principal, too, which, again, is a small office, because you shouldn't be going to the vice principal's office, either. If we come down this way, this is the opposite side of the hallway. You have the doorways here, and it will loop around to the bottom to the doorways here. And if you come up this way, this is kind of the center point. And, you know, this school weaves in and out, so you can go up, you can go down. They have, like, potted plants just dotted about. Nurse's office, you would come down, you know, one has their own bathroom, because every nurse's office should have their own bathroom. They have a couple beds. I might end up putting another single bed here. I haven't decided yet, but, you know, the nurse would sit here. This is where medicine would go. You would come lay down if you're not feeling good. You need shots, you know, got injured or something. You would come to the nurse's office. That leads again to this is the main entrance, and as you can see, you know, stairways to first year classroom, gymnasium, cafeteria, nurse's office down this way, administration office is down this way, and stairs to second year classrooms are over here. So this is the main entrance where most kids would be coming in, and they would be leaving out those side doorways most of the time. Again, just another hallway. This leads to the opposite side of the school. Little janitor's closet, nothing really important in there. It's just, you know, it's the janitor's closet. This is, I already showed that. That's the administration office. You can get turned around in here. We have this axolotl tank, which I had fishes in here and they kept dying for some reason. So I put axolotls in here instead, and they look pretty cool. You know, this school likes to, you know, keep kids curious, and this would be a pretty nice feature in a school, to be honest. You have the assembly hall, you know, vice principal, anyone, guild leaders, whoever can, stand up here, you know, give the announcements that they need. People would sit here. You have the booth over here that, you know, they'll be projecting what they're saying, you know, fixing audio, sounds, lights, whatever, you know. And I don't know what this design is, really. It looks like a totem of Undying's wings. That might be the school's mascot. I haven't decided yet. Cafeteria over here. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a cafeteria. You have plenty of tables. All the students will eat here at different times. It doesn't matter if you're in first year or second year school. I'm going based off of the UK system instead of like K through 12 that like we do in the States. This is your first year students up until what would be considered 8th grade in America. So elementary, middle, and then high school is your secondary school. So that's what Asgard schooling system is based off of. It's the UK, and it sounds a lot cooler in my opinion. Resources, you know, where files can be kept and copied, and storage. Bathrooms. No, locker rooms, excuse me, not bathrooms. Changing room and locker rooms for gym. Male and females. These will be what you can identify what bathroom and changing room you should go into. Blue for boys, pink for girls. These are the bathrooms over here. Pretty self-explanatory. If you come in this way for kids, now this is on the opposite side of the school. The complete opposite side. You know, there would be someone here and you would come up, hi, I'm, you know, here to pick up so-and-so, or, you know, whatever you need to do, and they would, you know, go and get them. Staff room. This is where they eat lunch, kind of chill, gossip, whatever it is teachers do. You have the gymnasium over this way, which is, you know, you have your basketball, you have, you know, this is, what is this, like, it's either like monkey balls, or you can, you know, target practice with, like, dodgeballs and whatnot to improve your aim. Some benches just to sit down if you feel like coming over, sitting down, and, you know, watching. You can run back and forth too, but they have that giant track over, you know, by the castle, and that's where they do a lot of their track meets and stuff. That's also used by the school. And you want to test your strength, so you have, you know, the pull-up chains, which you would climb to the top, see how far you can get, and you have, you know, your weights in here. And fun little things kids like to do is there's an alcove up here. And what kids like to do is take the rope and swing and see if they can get up here. And then you gotta kind of figure out, if you get up here, how you gonna get down. You can like come over here, shimmy down this way, or you can attempt to jump and grab the ropes and slide down. It's just a fun little thing the students do. But that's ground floor right now. If we take, let's see, I get turned around in here and I built the thing. It's this way? Yes. So this way is up to the second year schools. So we come up this way. It leads you into this area. This is a conference office for, again, teachers, another place. And I brought back the old pressure plate and fence table design. I think this looks nice, and I couldn't fit my normal stair and slab table design in this room with how confined it is. So I think going old school with this, it looks nice and it fits. So conference room, again, just for conferences, obviously. This school cares a lot about students' well-being and making sure that they are resting and they're having just as much fun as they need to be learning. So they went ahead and made sure a lounge. This was not in the original school. The original school was very, you know, like school is today, very, you go to class, you go home. But when the guild took over where the school used to be and they rebuilt this newer school, they decided students should be able to relax in between classes. Maybe you don't want to go to study hall today, you can come over to the lounge area. You have tables that you can, you know, talk to friends at, eat at, play card games, puzzles, whatever you want to do. You can sit at these tables, or you can come over and sit on these couches and just kind of relax. Maybe you want to take a nap for a half an hour because, you know, you're in between classes. You can come and do that. And, you know, it overlooks the main, this is like the center point of the school, and a lot of the roof design up on the second year is see-through, so you can see up into the sky. The guild wanted to make sure people were as in tune with nature as humanly possible, so they built large sky domes and windows every which way possible. Lots of natural lighting to get in. It looks nice. It makes everyone feel good. If we come down this way, we have classrooms, which again incorporates stained glass design. So lets in a lot of color and it just looks nice. We have study hall rooms. You know, you would come, do your studies. You have art class, which isn't, you know, mandatory, but you can take it as an elective if you want. Same thing with music. You can take music as an elective, and that's why these classrooms are smaller, because they're not as important in Asgard, but they still want you to have the option. More of these signs just dotted about, so, you know, you can update students when necessary. If we come over here, you have detention. Doesn't matter what education system you're in, you're gonna have troublemakers. And there's 2 detention halls, one on this side, one on the opposite side of the upstairs. You can fit 6 students in at a time. It's never really filled. Now, one of the agreements that the mayor and the school and the guild made was that if the guild was going to be building the new school and supplying the manpower and resources, they wanted a couple classrooms for advanced classes. Originally, the advanced classes were to take place on the other side of the guild above the chow hall. But when the guild master decided to, you know, make that his and the vice chief's room instead, they bargained up with the school to use a couple classrooms, and the school agreed to it because they think it would bring good, 1, publicity to the school, 2, funding, and 3, if that's what someone wants to do, they should be able to take classes when they're in school. So we have these advanced guild classes. Now, the sign's deceptive because you can take advanced classes if you're already a part of the guild, or you can take classes when you're still in high school as kind of a trainee. You can sit in and learn stuff if you so incline. In these classrooms, you have a couple advanced guild hall classrooms, and like this one's a smaller room. You can fit a team of 4, which is the max capacity. So if one single team needs, you know, say a Saturday to brush up on stuff, they would take this classroom. And if that Saturday you have a lot of other guild members that want to do it, you would come in here where 1, 2, 3, 4, you could fit 6 members, so you could fit a team plus 2 more in. And again, same bookshelf design is going to be dotted all along the school. We got paintings hung up to make the classroom feel a lot better. And again, a lot of natural lighting coming in when it is possible. The guild made sure that we had as much natural lighting in this school as possible to not make it look drab and dreary. Supply room. It's a supply room. You can look down here and say hi to people and stuff. I don't know what I want to put here. I don't know if there's anything I need to put here. It's just, it looks nice. Administration office. And then you have the guidance counselors' offices. 2 of them have windows, 2 do not, unfortunately. It's just how it is. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. There was no room to put windows because it goes into the school itself. Bathrooms. Again, self-explanatory, the bathrooms. Advanced classes. You can take advanced classes here for anything. Math, science, history, English, art, music. This is where advanced classes are held on the weekends. So you can make it an elective and you can come into school, and that's why the room's a bit smaller, because you can take more advanced classes if you want to learn more than just basic history of Asgard. If you want to get like in depth into the story of Asgard, this is where you would go for that. And then it just, again, this just loops back around to over here and over near the lounge area. So it's a giant loop up here. We're gonna head on this way, though. If I can remember correctly, it is this way. These are where the 4 main classrooms are, and these are the stairs. If we come down this way, there's the entrance. You would come, like, if you're coming this way, you would come down this way and up this way if you want to get to your classes over here. And over here we have advanced history because, again, the history of Asgard is very important to know, especially if you're joining the guild. So you can take advanced history here. It's mandatory that you take history classes. It's not mandatory that you take advanced history. And again, lots of natural lighting. More bulletin boards for updates and whatever else the teachers need. This stained glass design. Again, this school was not my design. I found it on Planet Minecraft. If I can remember where I found it on Planet Minecraft, I will link it down in the description. But I used, what was it, Lightmatica? I think it was Lightmatica that I used to put an outline of the school so I could build it. I did a little bit of tweaking here and there, but not much. I love this glass design too. You can kind of see into the classroom. Just barely. You have science and history over here. Just another classroom. You have math and English. Again, classroom. Got some more windows. Detention. Even detention people get some paintings. You know, just because you're in detention doesn't mean you're necessarily a bad person. Life skills. Very important. This is something our, you know, universe can use. Is advanced life skills like farming, cooking, maintaining like taxes, how to get your first job if you want to join the guild, how to apply for that, how to like read a map. Basic skills that you would need in a civilization like this. This is 100% mandatory. The second you hit secondary school, you will be taking this. And that's why the classroom's pretty big, because you will be taking this so you know what you're doing and you can be a functioning adult. And engineering. Small classroom, but again, This doesn't just get built by anyone, you know, you have to know what you're doing to build and expand the town, and because the town wants to keep expanding and growing and prospering, you need engineers. This is also mandatory, but you only have to take it the first year, and then you can elect to take more advanced engineering classes in the future if you so want. And again, down the hallway, guild makes sure plenty of light, natural light can be left in, and you can look up at the sky. But with that being said, this is a school of Asgard. This is what the guild has spent months building, and I'm super happy that it's done. And the guild's super happy that it's done. And that does it for all the major changes in Asgard. Once Long Ranch is done, I'll probably do an update video just solely on that, but I want to thank you all for watching. I had a lot of fun building a lot of this stuff, and I'm happy to see Asgard continue to grow, and I like making these videos. We're so close to 500 subs. We're only like 400, not 400, we're only like 91 away. I think we're at 409 subs right now, might be 410. So if you like the video, please give it a like. If you like what I do here, please hit that subscribe button. I want to hit 500 by the end of the year, and I know we can do it. If you're a returning viewer that hasn't subscribed, it's not a bad thing to subscribe to keep up to date with everything. I do live streaming and everything else fun gaming related on the channel. Anyways, I've been Umber on Moonlight. I hope you all enjoyed this update video on Asgard, and I will see you all in the next video. I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you all later.